Welcome everyone to Chase Field here in Phoenix, Arizona, as we have the 2020 National League Wildcard game between the 86 and 77 Philadelphia Phillies, who needed a game 163 to advance to this one, and they will be taking on the 99 and 63 Arizona Diamondbacks. Starting with the Phillies, they had maybe the best hitter in the National League in Bryce Harper, and not to mention one of the best aces in all of baseball in Aaron Nola, and some other talented players such as JT Realmuto, Rhys Hoskins, and Jean Segura leading the way. They didn't seem like they were going to make this game, and they seemed out of it for a while, but they had a great September, beat the Washington Nationals in a game 163, and that's how they got here. Meanwhile, Arizona, they won 60 games last year. This year, they won 99. That's a 39-game difference, which is incredible. Not to mention, they are led by the National League Cy Young as well as the National League MVP. And that man right there, number 38, Robbie Ray, at the beginning of the season. Who would guess that he would win MVP of all people? But the award ended up going to him. So let's get this game started. First, looking at the Philadelphia Phillies lineup. Jean Segura, Cesar Hernandez, Bryce Harper, Rhys Hoskins, Odubel Herrera, Nick Senzel, Andrew McCutchen, JT Realmuto, and the pitching position will be Aaron Nola. Pitching for Arizona, as I mentioned, the NL MVP as well as the NL Cy Young, Robbie Ray. 21-5, 2.56 ERA, 252 strikeouts. He was absolutely electric for this team. Let's see if he can back up his MVP performance as the first batter of the game. Jean Segura gets plunked on the knee, so that'll give the Phillies an early runner for Cesar Hernandez, who grounds out one to Semien, steps on the bag, and will not get Hernandez out at first, as Cesar Hernandez is able to beat out the throw from Marcus Semien. Next batter is Bryce Harper, but beforehand, Cesar Hernandez will steal second, putting a runner on scoring position. Harper didn't do anything, and then Rhys Hoskins will fly out. Pavin Smith is under it, and he makes the catch. So that'll end the first inning. No hits, one runner on, and no runs for Philadelphia. As here's a look at the rookie manager Brian Quinones and the Diamondbacks lineup. Leading off will be the former Philly Nick Williams, followed by Marcell Ozuna, Mike Moustakas, Jake Lamb, Marcus Semien, David Peralta, Pavin Smith, Wellington Castillo, and Robbie Ray. As Ray's main competitor for the Cy Young Award was this man right here, Aaron Nola. 16-8, 3.65 ERA with a whopping 262 strikeouts, which led the National League. Second batter of the game, is Marcell Ozuna, who lines that one right at Nola, who is able to make the play. However, he would be a little bit shaken up. Manager Gabe Kapler does not seem too phased. However, Nola is a little bit banged up. Ozuna just runs right by him, which is interesting, I guess. Nola will alert the dugout that he is okay to stay in the game, which is huge for Philadelphia. As Mike Moustakas up, weak fly out. Rhys Hoskins chasing after it. He will make the catch, and that'll end the first inning. No hits, nobody on for Arizona. And this game will be scoreless after one as we head to the top of the second frame. First batter, Odubel Herrera. We're blind to Helen Keller. I don't know what on earth he was swinging at. Nice pitch from Ray. And then a couple batters later, the clutch catch. Andrew McCutchen will go deep into left field. And it's the Philadelphia Phillies who will start this game off with the lead, as McCutchen will break the scoreless tie here in the top of the second. And then the batter after that, JT Realmuto, will fly out, ending the top of the second. So the Phillies do get damage with a solo shot from McCutchen. Second batter at the bottom of the second would be Marcus Semien, the trade deadline acquisition, sliding into second for a one-out double. That'll put a runner on scoring position here for Arizona. Quite the opportunity right here for David Peralta, but an excellent play by Cesar Hernandez to get the second out of the inning. Semien will advance to third, so that'll put a runner at third base 90 feet away from home for the rookie. Pavin Smith, his first career postseason at bat. That one will go into left for a base knock, and the Diamondbacks are on the board. Welcome to the postseason, rookie, as Pavin Smith gets that one. Batter after that, Wellington Castillo will draw a walk, putting 2 on, 2 out for the pitcher, Robbie Ray, one of the better hitting pitchers in baseball. However, he will fly out to left. McCutchen is under it, and Andrew McCutchen will make the play, ending the second inning. So both teams score in the second frame. Diamondbacks able to score off of a Pavin Smith single as we now enter the third. Aaron Nola will go down looking on the high curveball. Batter after that would be Gene Segura. He rips his single into right field, putting a runner on and one out. And then Bryce Harper, a couple batters later, would draw a walk, putting 2 on, 2 out for Philadelphia. It would be Rhys Hoskins who gets the opportunity to drive him in, and he does not. He will go down on the fastball, ending the top of the third as Robbie Ray gets out of a little bit of a jam. Now, bottom 3, Marcell Ozuna. He's just a window shopper because he's just looking. Going down on the outside fastball, and then Mike Moustakas swinging at the high heat for the final out of the frame. So after 3 innings, this game is still 1-1 as we enter the fourth. Odubel Herrera rips that one over David Peralta's head for extra bases as Herrera will stand up into second for a no-out double. Quite the opportunity here for Philadelphia. Next batter is going to be Nick Senzel. It's a bird. It's a plane. No, it's a bomb, and the Phillies will regain the lead. The trade acquisition this season from the Cincinnati Reds, Nick Senzel, goes deep, and the Phillies will take a 3-1 lead. Huge home run there for the former number 2 overall pick back in the 2016 MLB draft as McCutchen going down swinging on that one. And then JT Realmuto up 1 out here still in the fourth. He rips a single into right center field, so that'll put 1 on, now 2 outs for Gene Segura, as he flies out to center, ending the frame. So Realmuto is unable to score, but the Phillies do drive in 2 off of this beautiful 2-run shot from the rookie, Nick Senzel. As we now enter the bottom of the 4th inning. 1 out here for Marcus Semien as that's a nice drive deep into left center field, back at the warning track. However, it would be caught by McCutchen as Semien unable to let that ball leave the yard. So that'll bring up 2 outs for David Peralta, who goes down with a low changeup, ending the 4th inning. So 4 down, 5 to go, and it's the Phillies to lead this one by a score of 3-1. Bryce Harper now up, the best hitter in the National League. Definitely not looking like it so far today as he gets struck out for a second time in this game. Rhys Hoskins swinging way too early, and that'll do it for the top of the 5th. Robbie Ray not having an MVP caliber performance, but he isn't having a bad game as first batter at the bottom of the inning. Pavin Smith will strike out and thrown out at first as it was a wild pitch. He was barely out, and manager Brian Quinonez has something to say about it as he will challenge the call. Take another look as Realmuto throws awfully close, but it looks like he got him. Pavin Smith just missed on the nick of time as the Diamondbacks would still end up challenging the call anyway. I guess they didn't get a good look at it as Quinonez will give the thumbs up to the umpires. And we're going to take one final look, see if Pavin Smith really is out. And if you look at it closely, as Pavin Smith hustling it out, and they got him. Rhys Hoskins gloves the ball just before Pavin Smith is able to make the play, and the umpires will agree. The call will stand, and Pavin Smith will be out. So now Wellington Castillo up. He's going to go down on the curveball for the second out of the frame. That'll bring you up. Now Nick Williams after a Robbie Ray single, as Williams will fly out, so he's not able to drive in Robbie Ray, who somehow got a base hit. Don't know why it didn't show here for you. So now let's enter the 6th inning. Odubel Herrera already has a double, and he's now going to ground to right field for a no-out single. So the Phillies have an opportunity to drive in some more runs. Odubel looks pretty excited, as that'll bring Andrew McCutchen up. And McCutchen, he's shopping gap, as he will get into second. So now we got 2 in scoring position, 1 out. And that would lead up JT Realmuto as the Diamondbacks decide to intentionally walk him. Realmuto will load the bases, and it's Aaron Nola, of all people, who is up at the dish. He would strike out. So now 2 outs, bases juiced for the top of the order. Gene Segura almost gets hit on the 2-1 pitch. Now it's a full count as that one is over David Peralta's head, but he is able to make the catch. ending the 6th inning, and the Phillies will leave them loaded. This score will remain 3-1. Now on to the bottom of the 6th, Ozuna goes down on the nasty changeup from Aaron Nola, as the strikeout machine will continue to strike out these batters. Now here's Moose. Moustakas has one deep into left field, back at the track, and it'll be caught by McCutchen for the 2nd out of the inning. The Diamondbacks have had a few balls close to going out of the yard, but not quite. And then Jake Lamb, I don't know what he was trying to do there, swinging at a pitch higher than his head. As now entering the top of the 7th, Robbie Ray's day is done, and Tony Watson, the trade deadline acquisition from San Francisco, will enter the game. As his first victim would be Cesar Hernandez. Outlet goes into right, and Nick Williams will totally misplay it. Hernandez rounding 2nd for I'm not going to call it a triple because they're going to call that an error on Williams. That'll bring up Bryce Harper. Big strikeout for Arizona. Harper very frustrated. And then with 1 out, the Diamondbacks are going to pull off the intentional walk once again. This time, it'll be Rhys Hoskins who advances to 1st. So that'll put runners on the corners. 1 out here for Odubel Herrera. And he will ground into a 3-6-3 double play. The Diamondbacks get it off in time. And that'll on the top of the 7th as Arizona is lucky that they're only down by 2. Leading off the bottom of the 7th will be the shortstop Marcus Semien, as that's a nice drive into right field for a base hit. So that'll put a runner on with no outs. Tying run up at the plate, and it'll be David Peralta who gets that one by Gene Segura for a base hit. So now 2 runners on, no outs for Arizona. Manager Gabe Kapler would come out. He will end Aaron Nola's day after 6 innings, only 1 earned run allowed so far. Maybe that'll change, depending on if Peralta and Semien are able to score, as it'll be Jose Alvarez entering the game here for the Phillies. He had 88 appearances on the season, which is quite a lot, as his first batter is Pavin Smith. Weak ground out for Smith. However, the 2 runners advance, so that'll put runners in scoring position. 1 out here for the catcher, Wellington Castillo, as that one is hit high into right field. Harper will make the catch. The throw home looks like it's not going to be in time, but JT Realmuto will apply the tag from behind. Huge play right there by maybe the best defensive catcher in all of baseball, showing why there. As we enter the 8th inning, Diego Castillo now entering the game. He had a very good season for the Diamondbacks, 5-0, sub-2 ERA, sub-1 whip. He was absolutely incredible coming over from the Tampa Bay Rays as he strikes out Nick Senzel to start the frame off. Next batter, McCutchen goes down to a 4-seam fastball. So that'll be 2 outs now for the number 8 hitter, JT Realmuto, and he's going to ground out. Nice play at the hot corner by Jake Lamb to end the bottom of the 8th. So the Diamondbacks are 2 outs away from being eliminated, but they definitely still have a chance. As here's Edubare Ramos entering the game, 79 appearances in the regular season, almost a 5 ERA. As leading off the inning will be the pinch hitter Edwin Encarnacion, entering for the pitching spot in the lineup as he goes down on the low slider from Ramos. Next, a couple batters later, Marcelo Ozuna going down on the slider as well. So a very nice inning from Edubare Ramos as we enter the 9th inning. Still 3-1. Phillies up as Pedro Strop will enter the game now for the Diamondbacks. The longtime Chicago Cub finished the year with a 2.4 ERA. As leading off the inning would be the pinch hitter spot. The former number 1 overall pick in 2016, Mickey Moniak, will get a single, so that'll put a runner on. And no outs here for Philadelphia. Gene Segura strikes out, so now runner on and 1 out for Cesar Hernandez, who strikes out. So that'll bring up the $330 million man himself, Bryce Harper, and he will pretty much ice this game as Harper goes deep into right. 2-run shot. His first of the postseason, and the Phillies will take a 5-1 lead. Harper had 45 in the regular season, and he gets another home run here. So that'll make it 5-1. Rhys Hoskins will strike out, ending the top of the 9th. So the Phillies are 3 outs away from winning. Diamondbacks down by 4. They pretty much need a miracle if they want to win this game. As we enter the bottom of the 9th, first batter, Mike Moustakas, would get plunked. Good start here for Arizona. Next batter, Jake Lamb with a nice drive into center field. Odubel Herrera will track it for the first out of the inning. Next batter would be the shortstop, Marcus Semien, and he goes down on the mean slider from Ejubare Ramos, as that's not been a friendly pitch tonight. Now, the final hope for Arizona, the all-star left fielder, David Peralta, 1 for 3 so far today, and he will strike out on the slider, and the Philadelphia Phillies will win by a final score of 5-1. They will advance to the National League Divisional Series. Well, they will have a best-of-5 against the 113-win Los Angeles Dodgers, as Arizona upset at home. Even though they had 13 more wins than this Phillies team, they will lose, and the Diamondbacks' chances of getting a World Series here in 2020 are now vanished just like that. It was still a very good season from Arizona. No one expected them to be here, but either way, it's definitely still a stinger to lose in the postseason, as Aaron Nola will get the win in this one. Robbie Ray will take the loss. Robbie Ray, of course, won MVP, did not have an MVP performance, didn't have a bad game, but if you want the most valuable player as well as the Cy Young, you have to show out, and Robbie Ray definitely didn't do that. So that'll do it for this edition of Diamondbacks Baseball. Next episode will be the offseason.
Hey,